Can you actually buy a home in Colorado with the average income? It's an interesting question. It's one that I get a lot. There's so many misconceptions out there. So this is the show where I'm going to tell you that everything you know is wrong because you've been lied to your whole life from the mass media. Let's be real. Colorado's expensive, but it is the best state in the country, and I will fight anybody on this that says otherwise. But what does it actually take to buy a home? What do the average incomes look like? And what does that truly buy you in the state of Colorado, more specifically Denver, which is going to be on the most expensive side of Colorado? You might be surprised. Let's take a look what these numbers look like and what that's actually going to get you. The median household income in Colorado is $75,231 a year. Now, that's a little bit different than the average household income in Colorado, which is $100,933 per household. Now, you might be saying to yourself, oh my God, these numbers seem just astronomical. However, in Colorado right now, year 2022, the end of 2022, you can get a job most places for about $20 an hour. And how that looks is $20 an hour times 40 hours a week, $800 a week, times 52 weeks a year is $41,600. There's two earners in the household. That's $83,200 for a household with two earners in it. So you can see how it might not be that far-fetched that our numbers are this high. Now, something else that's helping us out hugely in affordability. So if you're from the East Coast or the Midwest, I'm from Chicago myself originally, but I've been out here for 25 years now or so, is that our property taxes are way, way different than most other states, especially out east. So that's going to help when it comes to the affordability, is that more of your dollars go towards the house payment instead of property tax. So let's break down these two different income ranges and what dollar amount you're going to be able to search for within the Denver area. Now, being that Denver is going to be one of the more expensive areas, if you're living in Colorado Springs, Fort Collins, these numbers are going to be even better for you with the availability of what you can actually buy. Starting off with the median household income of $75,231. We can see in this affordability calculator, which I'll have the link in the description below that you can access, is that if you're earning $75,231, and you're putting down roughly 5%. I had to kind of fudge with the numbers a little bit to get the calculator to work right. On a 30-year loan, which the average rates right now are at about 6.25%. So what this is saying is you can afford a house up to $341,000 on the median household income. Now, if we check out the average income being $100,933 with roughly a 5% down payment for a standard conventional loan, 30-year fixed, 6.25% interest, you can roughly afford a house at $463,000 as your top end of your limit. Now, what do these prices actually buy you? That's the only important question. So if you're already making decent money, maybe you just misunderstood, how much you need to put down or what the affordability actually looks like. But if you don't own a home, you definitely know what rental rates are in Denver. And if you're looking at a 2-bedroom, anything under about $1,800 is a deal, or not in a great part of town. For a 3-bedroom, you're definitely in the mid-2000s a month for rent. What does it actually get you? So if you were able to afford $341,000 for a house, let's take a peek here. So I've pulled up everything that's active in the MLS. $341,000 and less, single family and condos. That's pulling up 289 results here. If we go look at the map, now I just pulled up in the 470 loop. We can see we got a big old cluster right near downtown. We've got a handful southwestern Denver, more west like Englewood, Centennial area, and then a whole bunch southeast Aurora, and even kind of central Denver here, Glendale, over by University Hills. So there's quite a few pockets. Now, what's the breakdown between single families and condos? Because condos naturally are going to be cheaper. Let's take a peek. And if I just select single families, woofda, 14. Not a lot. So sorry if I crushed your hopes and dreams. If you're making whatever, $75,000 a year, probably aren't going to get a single family home in Denver unless you're willing to get a fixer-upper or live in a part of town that you really don't want to live in. So now if you're looking on the upper end with the average income at $101,000, you're going to be able to buy roughly up to $463,000 worth of house. Let's see what those numbers shake down like. And it looks like here you've got about 800 that you can pick from between single families and condos. How many are single families? You got 298. And if we look on the map here, you can see once again, next to being South Denver and Centennial, not really much of an option, but Southwest Denver, north of Denver, Westminster, Broomfield, Commerce City, of course, and then most of Aurora, you are safe in the single family zone. And that's going to get you 3+ bedrooms, 2+ baths, 2,000 square feet, a real home. And if you want me to prove that, let's take a look. Let's look at 3+ bedrooms, 2+ baths. You've still got 156 to choose from. Let's say total square feet is over 1,500. Got 90 still on this map. Not so much in the southwestern part of Denver or Lakewood, but north of Denver, Westminster, North Glen, Thornton, still wide open for you. And then, of course, most of Aurora. And if you're looking at condos under this $463,000 price range, you're fairly wide open. Tons of stuff in downtown Denver. If you like the nightlife and maybe you're younger and don't care about parking, tons of stuff in Aurora, southwestern Denver, pretty much all around. You can pick and choose where you want to live. So it is possible, and maybe for less than you think. I mean, FHA loans right now, 3.5% down is the norm. Conventional loans, 5% down. Each have their own kind of quirks to the loan types, but talking to a lender, is going to be ultimately the number one way to know what you can afford with your income and any debts that you might have. I know on paper, Colorado looks awfully expensive, but once again, going back to those property taxes, for example, if you made $100,000 in Chicago, Illinois, you're looking at Cook County, their property taxes are over 2%. So that same house we were just looking at for $463,000, you make $100,000 a year, you got 5% down. In Chicago, you'd have to be looking at a house for $390,000 or under to be at the same monthly payment. So a lot more of your dollars here are just going towards the property, which makes it really appealing for a lot of people. We have one of the best lifestyle in the country. No, we don't have the ocean, but we have the mountains, we have skiing, we have so much going for it, mountain biking, climbing, you name it, outdoors wise. We are one of the meccas of the world for outdoor activities. And right now, the market's in this weird rebalancing time. And so we're seeing a lot of sellers give concessions to buyers, which are even helping towards loan closing costs, doing 2-1 rate buy downs to get you in at a much more inexpensive rate to actually make your buying power that much more. So as a buyer right now, you're actually getting more in control to get what you want to get. You have a few minutes to actually decide on a property instead of, 2 hours and 10 offers coming in. You can actually have the weekend to think about things. Most properties are sitting on the market for 30 to 60 days right now. So the tide's shifting a little bit, getting a bit easier for buyers out there. And I hope this helps you just a little bit. And until the next time, happy housing.